Well, hello everybody. So I did a little video today on this Smith & Wesson 629. I did a video a couple days on it, a couple of days ago on it, and talked about it being a -6. Still a little controversy. I've had a few comments on that. They're saying that the -6 are the modern manufacturer. Of course, I looked on Google. Everything you read there is true. Wikipedia said that it was the early 2000s manufacturer. Honestly, I find it an interesting story, but I don't really care. I've shot the gun a little bit. I did, you know, there's a lot of talk about barrel break-in on these new guns, especially for rifles. I did a little bit of that yesterday. I shot, you know, 2 or 3 rounds of jacketed bullets, swabbed the barrel. I did that 5 or 6 times. I truly don't expect this brand new gun to shoot at its best. I've got an old Ruger Bisley 44 mag. Thank you very much, Brother John. My wife bought that for my brother. Holy smokes, it's been, the days are getting away. I think it's been 25 plus years ago. That's the beauty of a gun. John's regretted it ever since, but I think he's replaced it since then. But seems like that gun just gets better with age. You know, who knows how many thousand rounds I've shot through that. It's truly a fine gun, and it's super accurate. With this gun, I don't shoot much jacketed bullets ever. I cast my own. Talk about the load. I think you guys have seen this in some other videos. It's a real life Keith bullet out of the 629, or excuse me, 429, 421 mold. Made here at home with wheel weights. I've had great luck with this and some of these other guns. The load I'm using today is universal clays powder, but I've spent enough time with this bullet and this load. It's going around 900 feet. I've got 3 different powders that duplicate the same load. I've used red dot and tight group and universal, which is the beauty of a 44. I mean, you can load it up, you can load it down. There's so much powder that works, or excuse me, so many powders that work for that. I don't know, I truly love 44 Magnum. You know, the 44 Specials have come back to life a little bit in recent years, and I've played with 44 Special, also a fine round. But for me, I'm sticking with the 44 mag. Just then you're not getting cases mixed up and things like that. But anyway, so this is the load today. I don't expect this gun to shoot at its best. I don't. I probably just need to buy 500 rounds of jacketed bullets and, you know, Hornady, whatever, cheapest I can find, and put 500 rounds of jacketed through it before I really see how accurate the gun's going to be. You know, all these guns, there's a little bit of roughness in the bore. I think the Smith & Wessons, generally speaking, are as good as any of them. But anyway, we're going to give it a shot. I hope we're not disappointed. One thing that I'm going to point out on this, of course, I'm handling the gun here. It's clear right now, but I'll show you guys. As I was sighting this in, the rear side, I hope you guys can see that, is almost all the way to the right. The gun was shooting way to the left, and I just kept bringing it over. That's a little disappointing. I kind of expected better out of Smith. So there's obviously some misalignment somewhere. The barrel's canted just a little bit. I'm not sure. I mean, it's one of those deals that probably nobody in the world would even know it but me when they're shooting the gun. But as I pick the gun up, the rear sight is definitely way to the right from what I'm used to. Not a big deal. Not gonna make a big deal out of it. So we'll shoot a few groups on paper, and then we'll see if we can hit any of the steel gongs. All right, we'll go have a look. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I always just open the action on these guns when I'm going down range with it, just for a little safety precaution. But we'll see how we did. All right, guys, that's my first 3 shots out of that cold barrel. Like I say, I have probably put 15 rounds through this gun, about half of them jacketed. You know what? That's maybe a little bit less than a 2-inch group. Those squares are 1-inch squares. Boy, I don't know if I can complain about that. Of course, point of impact is perfect. You know, I'm holding a 6 o'clock sight picture right there. Shoot, I don't know if I could be happier with that. All right, guys, well, I was super tickled with that group. Less than 2 inches, like I say, with a brand new gun like that, I'm pretty sure that gun is going to shoot better with a little bit of time. I am super happy with it. So just for fun, what I decided to do is move that same target to the 50-yard range. Okay guys, so here's that same target. You can see the 3 holes. I've marked them with the magic marker. So I'm gonna go shoot 3 more at 50 and we'll see what it does. All right, here goes nothing. 3 shots at 50 yards. All right, let's go have a look. All right, guys, that was interesting. So here's 2 shots. If I could have put the 3rd one there, that'd have been a heck of a group. But I think the 3rd one's down here. You guys can see the Sharpie mark right there. I think there's 2 holes there. So I'm gonna call this 1, 2, 3. So that's about a 5-inch group at 50. Not terrible. I might shoot 1 more 3-shot group, see if we can make that any better. So, talking to one of my YouTube watchers, and the guy says, you know, Chris, you need to shoot steel more. And he said, shooting paper's boring. Okay, you know, but maybe that's the case. I'm not sure why, but for some reason, for me to poke holes in paper at distance makes me tick. I don't know why. I've had several of my shooting friends. A good friend of mine grew up with a heck of a shooter, total gun nut. He says, Chris, you worry way too much about accuracy. I've got a 4-inch gun here. The purpose of that gun essentially is self-defense in the mountains. Obviously, with the 3-shot group we shot earlier, the gun is capable of that accuracy for sure. So why in the world am I shooting a 50-yard group on paper with a 4-inch gun? Because it's fun, and that's the only reason. I'm sure that you guys watch Hickok 45. He talks about shooting is fun. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm just having fun. One of these days, I did some just accuracy testing. It's been a couple years ago, but I was shooting that 7-inch Bisley 44 Magnum at 100 yards on paper, and the groups were surprising. I shot a couple of 3-shot 4-inch groups at 100. I'll have to do that again. Is that practical? Absolutely not. Is it fun? Absolutely it was. So anyway, we'll shoot 3 more shots at 50 and see what happens. All right, guys, here we go. Gonna shoot one more 3-shot group at 50. Alrighty, we're gonna go see what that looks like. Very interesting, because right this minute, my house where I'm shooting, back up here by the stack yard, there's not a stitch of wind. And that gunpowder smell is so strong. You guys gotta love that, right? Alright guys, well, not a great group, not terrible either. So here's 1, 2, 3. About a 4-inch group or so. You know, and point of impact's about right. I had those 2 up there a little bit higher from the last one, but you know, not bad. I think we can live with that. All right, well, shooting groups at 50 yards with a 4-inch pistol. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it's a lot of fun. I'm happy with that. Would I hope it would be better at some point? Yeah. Does it need some time to break in? I certainly think it does. But to shoot those kind of groups, I mean, this gun hasn't had 25 rounds through it at the most. So I'm happy with it. We're just gonna set up and shoot some steel right now and have some fun. You know, the old double action revolver shooting skills is almost lost. You don't even hardly see anybody do it on YouTube or anything anymore. Jerry Michelik's, of course, superhuman when it comes to shooting double action revolvers. If you guys seen many of his videos, but he's set some world records. Pretty incredible shooter, that guy. He can do anything very well. So, but it's fun. We shoot some double action stuff around here a little bit, so we'll just set up and shoot some steel. All right, guys, gonna shoot a couple cylinder full with down to the steel targets and see how it does. Well, that gun shoots great. I didn't miss there. I got a small target down there, hit it every time. Man, I couldn't be happier with this gun. I'm gonna give us another cylinder full of some double action stuff. All right, guys, gonna try some double action stuff here. Tell you what, that's got a great double action trigger pull on it. Smith & Wesson's pretty famous for having that smooth action, and this one certainly does. So I couldn't be happier with the gun. So I got one more little thing I'm gonna do. So it comes factory with these Hogue grips. I've got a set of the old wood grips. I think they call them oversized target. I think's how Smith & Wesson. I'm gonna just shut the camera off, take a minute, switch the grips out, maybe shoot a few rounds with the wood grips, see how it goes. All right, guys, well, I learned something today. The new gun that I bought is a round butt version of the 629. I honestly didn't even think about it. I assumed it was the square butt version. So this is the round butt frame is what they call it. And of course, the grips that I have are for square butt. So, you know, they act like they kind of want to fit. Shoot, maybe I'll stick them on there, but they're not the right grip though. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, they kind of fit on there, but that's not the right grip. I actually think, so some of the aftermarket folks, Altamont, big fan of Altamont grips, they make a round butt, oversized target version of those. So it's essentially this grip that's made to fit a round butt gun. So, and I actually think I've got some of those. I've got to go look. I'm pretty sure that I have some of those. A good friend of mine let me take them, but I'm not sure. I got to go look. I might have given them back to him because I actually traded some guns. But anyway, that's pretty irrelevant. So I'm going to call this a day. Love the 629. Bottom line is I'm super happy with it. I think the accuracy is just going to continue to get better. And if it don't, honestly, I think it's fine for what the gun is. You know, I shot less than 2-inch groups with it. I really love that load. Well, my son has his 629. That shoots really good in that. And I got 2 other 44s that load is just a great load. So that'll be the carry load for it. We might be going to the mountain this afternoon, so probably take the 629 with me. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please comment. Tell me if you guys like to see the steel shooting more or the target shooting. I feel like the videos I like to do have a mixture of both. Don't know why I like shooting groups on paper, even with handguns, but I sure enjoy it. So anyway, leave some comments. Thanks everybody for watching.